Hi everyone. So today's topic is from self-criticism to self-empowerment. We often say to ourselves phrases like I am not good enough or how can I make such a stupid mistake in this project. We all make such inner comments to us knowingly or unknowingly. So let's first start with knowing what is self-criticism. Self-criticism is the tendency to evaluate ourselves harshly or constantly overjudging ourselves. It manifests as guilt, unworthiness, negative self-talk, perfectionism, and an inability to make or accept our mistakes. It also involves internalizing and applying externally received criteria or expectations to our thoughts, actions, or accomplishments, and then finding fault or inadequacy based on those external criteria. Criticism can slowly chips our self-esteem and bring us hopelessness, anxiety, and sometimes depression. So we know the way we are going to think is the way we are going to feel. It can prevent us from taking calculated risk and leads us to a limited area of safe experiences that are comfortable in our havings. The self-critical voice can trap us in a circle of guilt where even small mistakes look magnified. Instead of focusing on learning and growth, we spend our time beating ourselves up for our past mistakes and experiences. It can make us more critical of others as well because we are so desperate to boost our self-esteem through being better. So now we know how unconsciously we allow self-criticism in every aspect of our life. Let's talk about few simple yet effective strategies to cope with self-criticism. First and foremost is awareness. Getting to know your self-critical voice. Pay attention to that inner voice or that inner dialogue with yourself and notice when you are overly judgmental or critical on you. Write down those self-critical thoughts and try to identify any triggers or thought patterns associated with it. It may come as short phrases, long rants, or some mental images of the past. These self-critical dialogues may have some favorite topics also, like your body image or how you compare yourself to your friends or how you are doing financially or socially. Knowing the themes will allow you to know your triggers and target the areas in need of more self-compassion or constructive self-talk. So secondly, after being aware of that critical voice, use constructive self-talk, or what we call this is talk back to your inner self voice. Talk back to that negative thought, explaining why it is not true or useful. You then introduce a competing alternative thought that is more grounded, healthier, and meaningful to that aspect of your thought. For example, self-critical voice says that everyone in your friends' circle is smarter than you. So talk back to that self-critical voice and say that everyone has their own strengths and so do I. I am smart and capable in my own unique way, which we all are. You can write down your journal all the common negative self-talk and rephrase it in a more healthier way, like you analyzed over it and then give it a meaningful response or a thought pattern. Thirdly, practice self-compassion, which is think about what advice you would give to someone who is very close to you for that negative self-belief and then apply it to yourself. Talk to your inner child, think about a younger version of yourself, what words you would have given him or her for comfort and reassurance. Now, the other strategy is don't accept other people's opinions and judgments as your facts. Most of the time, other people's judgmental thoughts are just reflection of their own life. It has nothing to do with you, your achievements or failures, or your life in general. Immediately shake off such thoughts saying these are not my thought processes or my view of seeing things, and hence this does not apply to my lifestyle. Now, the next is sometimes all we need to do is just remind yourself of how far you have come, how much better person you have become, and all your successes and turning points in your life. If possible, write down a list of such small or big milestones you achieved and go through them during that excessive self critical phase of your life. Sometimes we use self criticism to cope with our certain stress or failure in life as a way to make sense of what went wrong. We say that this happened because we are always like this in our life, instead of learning what actually went wrong and growing from it. So be very mindful of this behavior. It is totally okay to make mistakes, because if you don't make any, it means you are not learning or growing in your life. Now, the next is set realistic goals and expectations for yourself. Perfectionism is a major contributor to self criticism. I myself have carried this perfectionist streak within me for a very long time. Don't fall for it. It is totally okay to make mistakes and then progress. Learning often comes from trials and errors only. Set small, achievable yet out of comfort zone goals daily, and let your brain believe that you can achieve hard goals daily in your life. That's all. So let's just quickly revise these points. First, awareness. Be very aware of the negative self-talk or emotion or the mental images of the past. Second, constructive self-talk in response to that self-critic voice. Third, practice self-compassion. Be kind and generous to you as you are to your loved ones. Fourth, remind yourself of all the accomplishments you have achieved and how far you have come. Fifth, dig deep why you fail in a certain endeavor and learn from the mistakes instead of saying, I have always been like this my whole life. And last but not the least, set realistic goals and expectations for yourself. Perfectionism takes away the room for growth, creativity, and embracing the beauty of imperfection. That's all for today. Hope you find this useful. Thank you and have a great weekend ahead.